the game we have been dreading for months since this season has began, and it's El Clasico. It's Real Madrid going against Barcelona here, and I'm just here to talk about every case scenarios, the lineup, how Madrid will play, and how I think how Barca will play during this whole thing. So we're just gonna get right to it. For me, I've watched both teams throughout this year, throughout this season, and for me, Barcelona should have more losses. For me, they're underperforming miles heavy since of last year. Their last season campaign doesn't compare to this one at all. For me, I think Barca is just heavily underperforming to the point where, because their last season without a doubt was their best campaign in years. Don't get me wrong, the best team in the world. But uh, this season they are, for me, miles heavy underperforming. They should have lost games to Levante. They should have lost games to Girona. Their high line, and if you watch those games, really, they did not look good at all. I know I'm forgetting a team. Levante, Sevilla, was it Mallorca? I don't remember. I'm gonna go to fixtures here. It was for me. I think Newcastle were better at most of the game when they went against each other. Rayo, they should have lost to Rayo. Levante. For me, Barca should have like 4 losses this season. At least draws, but losses that they should have way more than that. And I just think Barca is just heavily underperforming. They're not that level. Yes, they had a bunch of injuries, stuff like that. But you watch the games, it's not really their attack. The Barca are scoring goals. Barca are 100% capable of scoring 4, 5, 6 goals. They've done that already this season. Um, but they just don't look like that team from last year. But for Real Madrid, on the other hand, I'm not saying they're better than Barca. I just think that Real Madrid are in a situation where that they, for me, anything is better for me than last season. I think that Ancelotti, the way he played, was just not good at all. I just think that um, there's nothing when you watch. There's nothing. I hated watching it because you see no creativity, you see no playmaking, you see no attacks, nothing. Madrid just lit last season. I mean, Madrid's obviously a really good team um, on the counterattacks, but that's basically what they had last season. They couldn't go through, and for me, that game against Juve, I think it was their best game of the season. This scoreline does not show. If this goalie didn't, if Gatti and the goalie in Igor didn't save 30 fucking goals, I think Madrid would have won 4-5 now. Um, I watched this game, and people I see everywhere that Madrid underperformed, even the likes of Thierry Henry and Michael Richards. Madrid did not they dominated that field. Bellingham was great for me. Rodrygo was fantastic. Brahim Diaz was amazing. Asensio, Courtois, Carreras, Fede, just amazing. For me, they had an amazing. For me, like I said, that was their best game this season. If you actually watch, if you don't care about the scoreline, you don't like. I don't get what people don't see. Because Madrid has no rhythm. Here, they were amazing at passes, the crosses, getting through. The only negative thing is because Juve was playing in such a low block. Madrid played horrible in a low block, but for the situation that they were, Madrid for me played great. Juve is just, um, you know, expected to play low block, and then they would just go out, they go try to attack, um, and then that happens. But with Madrid, if Bellingham wasn't playing, Madrid wouldn't have scored because Mbappe is where Bellingham should have been. Mbappe is at number 9, playing as one, and he's not really making those plays as a proper striker, which for me negatively affects Madrid. Um, I think just one of these two, and then have a proper. I've been saying forever, Madrid need a proper number 9. Will it ever happen? Who knows? You're not gonna bench Vini or Mbappe, but for me they looked great. For me they were really good against Juve, but people don't really see it that way. Um, in the table, we are 2 points ahead. Both teams have lost in the last couple of games. Just one loss. This I don't think the starting 11 will be. I think Hoyson's still hurt. I think he maybe will just come off the bench. I think Vinny will start Arda Güler, Mbappe, stuff like that. I made my own. Let's go here. This is how I think will line. Same thing as Juve. Completely same thing. Because I think Madrid looked really good against Juve. People are like, Franco, where's Franco? I see it everywhere online. Bro, for me, Franco is just a Vinny 2.0 that doesn't score. Like I think Franco's work rate, his aggression, his able to win the ball, his footwork is great. Don't get me wrong. But when he reaches that final third, he's just nothing. For me, it's just another Vinny most of the times. Vinny most of the times gets to the final third, tries to dribble, loses it, or whatever. At least Franco adds some like pressure, you know. You can tell he's trying, but for me, Franco is just not. He's a bench. He needs to start off coming from the bench because he's just not a starter. He's not that. He's not at the moment right now in his Madrid to be a starter. Um, he has potential. Don't get me wrong, but I think Brahim brings in way more, way more than Franco Mustantuano, and I want Franco to work out. But so yeah, Mbappe, Vini, Arda was Madrid's best player in the pitch against Juve. Bellingham looked for me looked great. For me in Atletico, I don't know why they started him. It was way too early, and he was terrible against Atletico. But now slowly, what Bellingham is capable of. So he's slowly getting to the rhythm of things, and now I think he's not at his peak, but able to start against a team like Barca and try to perform as good. Chouameni in the back. He's always been like that anchor for Madrid. Really important because I hate when people are like, "Give me Camavinga, whatever." No, Madrid need a proper DM. You have Goulet and Bellingham. Camavinga is not gonna work there. Um, you need Chouameni, and the only player that I would want instead of Chouameni is Chema. I've always been a fan of the academy. I've literally said Madrid needed to use him last year, and they did it. Now he's playing amazing at Stuttgart, similar with Nico Paz, but that's a whole different thing. Carreras was really good for me in the left. In the left, in that Juve game, he would just win the ball back, get to the final third, and make something. Same thing with Fede, and then Orta would drop back and help Fede win the balls. That happened like 4 or 5 times. It was great. And then Asensio had a superb game last game against Juve, and I think this is how Madrid should start. Because for me, the strongest they looked was against Juventus. Um, but yeah, for Barca, this is what's probably gonna happen. Farron, yeah, I know he's fit. He's probably gonna start. Lamine, Fermin, Rashford, the young Pedri, Balde, Araujo, Kubarsi. People are saying they don't want to see Conde start. I want to. Um, Eric Garcia. For me, nah. I think if I was Barca, I would start Conde. Um, it's just Barca's. I wonder how Barca's gonna do with because every time I see Barca play, their high line messes them up always, and Flick substitutions and just the timing when he does it, and also when he doesn't let go of the back line of the high line, messes up them always. Um, that game against what was it? Girona. They should have scored 3 goals. They went past there because their high line was so high, but they just couldn't score. Barca could have lost 3-4 and won that match because of their high line, but their Girona strikers could finish. Same thing with the Levante game. Bro, Levante should have scored 4 or 5 goals. They went through and it's just 1-on-1 and goalie, and Joan Garcia just stopped them. It's just stuff like that. And for me, Barca just got really lucky because of that. Because if Joan Garcia wasn't their goalie towards the beginning, I know last game was Chesney and Girona, but if Joan Garcia wasn't Joan Garcia, Barca would be in like fifth, sixth place. Not saying Madrid is the best team in the world, but um, I think Barca's nowhere near where there should be. That's pretty much my thoughts here. Um, Score. I think the score will be. I don't want to jinx it. Do I see Barca scoring? I think if Madrid play with their heart, especially with everything going on with Lamine posting, talking trash. I won't say a 2-0 win. Madrid. I feel strong. I think it's going to be a 2-0 win for Real Madrid. Goals from Mbappe. And I want to say Brahim Diaz. I really do. I'm going to say Chouameni. Chouameni always comes in out of nowhere and scores a goal. Especially headers. I know Madrid's corners are not good. They can't even hit on target most of the times. But I think like a Militao or Tchouameni will get like a second goal. Mbappe, Franco, nah. I want to say Brahim, but yeah, I think Mbappe, Militao, or Tchouameni. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts.